on anything.
That's right.
Listen to what I'm saying. It would have been the same result had she met with them.
Really, bro.
The things that they were saying, perhaps not as flowery, as articulate as I'm saying, was the same response. This is the process. This is why we did what we did, and I'm open to future meetings and further discussions. So nothing was agreed upon. The only thing that was agreed upon is we didn't agree. Now, coming out of the meeting, what I realized was the onus was not on the district attorney or any elected official. The onus is on the people to participate in this constitutional republic in whatever form we can to effectuate some change until we create our own system. In that meeting, she may have used foul language, candid, but Pat Lycos was hardcore, straight up. But we spoke and said what we had to say, she said what she had to say, and we left there. Our mutual agreement is that we didn't agree. And so for those who may, in one sense, want to say that Pat Lycos, why did she meet with those people? Trust me, in that meeting, it was the same result. So we're looking forward to further dialogue. We have to organize among our own people that we're going to have a discussion and go back and report to them exactly what it is what is taking place. And again, I say, it doesn't matter whether it's Johnny Holmes, it doesn't matter whether it was Chuck Rosenthal, and even the minor reform that she tried to make. In the end, this is a system. This is a system that she inherited, a system that you cut, and a system that we all now are having to live with. So I say to you, you've got enough footage, but take this back as a warning, whether you air this part or not. I'm saying to you as a peacemaker, as a man who, any of you who know me for years, I've been at hundreds of press conferences, but go back and do your own research and find out if Robert Muhammad has ever called more than 10 press conferences on his own letterhead. You would have came if I called you, but I never did because I never seek to tell my story through you. I talk to the people. But I'm telling you now, that this is a time when we're going to have discussions with the Greater Houston Partnership. We're not going to keep on protesting here at the courthouse or City Hall. We're going to have to take it to the people who make this city what it is. So the partnership, we need to talk with them. The people in River Oaks, we want to talk to them. Memorial, Tanglewild, we want to talk to them. Those who are involved in ballet and opera and the all before arts who enjoy the bon vivant experience of Houston, Texas, trust and believe we will talk to them. There will be no peace. We will wind up protesting at some big gala. We may just show up. So it would be better that they send a signal and let's have a dialogue about what kind of city we're all going to live in, what kind of county we're all going to live in, and if Houston, Texas, by its demographics, is a sign of what America is going to be in 20 and 30 years, we can set the paradigm of how America can be in 20 and 30 years. But if you refuse and hold on to white supremacist ideas and mind that somehow, some way, you're going to tweak this thing around the edges and then somehow things are going to change or we're going back to sleep, I'm afraid that you're making an awful mistake. Take that message back. Take it to your general manager. So Robert Muhammad said some things. It could be hyperbole, but he's usually a serious kind of fellow. Take it to your general manager and tell him his friends that he plays golf with in River Oaks and all the big events that your station sponsor, the golf tournaments and the car auctions and all the things you do for charity. Tell those landed gentry that things are going to change in this county or there will be no peace for anyone. It's bad for business, it's bad for this county, it's bad for our state. We need jobs, we need employment, but there will be no peace and no convention will have any peace as long as there's injustice in the air. And this is what I'm trying to say to you all from the depths of my heart without raising my voice, without using any kind of language that may be incendiary. I'm trying to send out a warning that the spirit that you saw on that floor is resounding all throughout our community. When I came to that rally to speak on yesterday, I had got calls from people that had never been involved in activism. They are so outraged. Now, they may not go out and protest. They may not go out and hold a picket sign. They may not be out there to be seen. but they are just as outraged as those of us who were out there speaking and those who just laid their bodies on the line to be arrested. Send that message to them. Talk about it in the newsroom and make the point. Now, I know you're going to have to do a backwards and forth. You do what you've got to do, but I've done my job. I'm only the messenger, and my job in the role of Muhammad is to deliver a clear message. If anything I said that wasn't clear, you want to ask a question.
Sir, but I understand you're talking about the broader point of all this, and the verdict and the whole thing. But this particular protest, they're holding the door and them being arrested, couldn't it have been avoided if they had showed up on time?
Things could have been avoided. It could have been avoided if there was proper charges against the police. It could have been avoided if we didn't turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to police brutality that takes place. The only difference...
Let me be clear. Let me be absolutely clear. It could have been avoided. Yes, I will concede that my clients were late. There was some miscommunication I'm not going to get into. But they had a meeting for 45 minutes while my clients were here. They could have allowed my clients into that meeting. Let me be clear. They did not have to be excluded from that meeting. Let me be clear. So let's not try to shift the story or place blame. For 45 minutes they waited while that meeting continued. So everyone amongst us has been late before. Everyone. And you got there and you picked up where you left off. And my clients were okay with what they missed before they got here. But at the moment that they arrived, they should have been allowed into that meeting. Please don't mischaracterize that. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I concur with what she said.